this singer called, I don't know, Baby Rexa. Is that how you, Bebby?
Oh yeah,
BB Rexa.
BB Rexa.
Nick, can you pull up the screenshot? So she also leaked uh, text messages from
Her boyfriend.
her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I guess they broke up. So let's read that. Okay, can you control zoom in? Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually going to have Essie. No. Scroll to the top so we can actually read it out.
Oh, I
all the way to the
remember
top.
this.
All the way to the top. Essie, can you read the text message?
It says, "Hey, I never said you weren't beautiful."
Oh, hold on. Let me just clarify. This is her boyfriend, so Baby Rex or whatever. Her singer, I guess, famous. Never heard of her. This is a text message, not that she sent, but that her boyfriend sent. Go ahead, Nick, and if you can scroll it out just a bit so we can actually read the.
Hey,
Sorry. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I never said you weren't beautiful, and I never said I didn't love you. In fact, I said how beautiful you are and how much I loved you. But I always said I would be honest with you, and your face was changing, so I told you it was. That was the conversation we were having, and you asked, because I care. Would you rather I lied to you? You gained 35 pounds. Obviously, you gained weight, and your face changes. Should I just pretend it didn't happen and that it's okay? Come on, I gained 3 pounds and you call me chubs and fat. Doesn't mean you don't love me. If you're trying to find reasons to break up, this makes sense. ... But it's not the real reason. If you're unhappy with me / yourself / with life and don't see a future with us, then that's okay and that's the reason. Don't use something like that to weaponize your anger or anxiety or any insecurity you may have. You know I always found you to be beautiful and loved you no matter something.
Nick,
I think it's
but
important for you to
zoom out.
I think it's important for you to think about things and write things down, speak to a therapist, and do this retreat thing to get to the root of the problem. Let me know if you'd like to speak or if you need more clarity. Love you.
Yo, guys, that's a mouthful, like yo. But let's just start here. Let me just start with a question today, guys. How many of you guys would be okay with your partner actually sending you such a message? Because okay, for me, I feel like that's not a bad message, that's not a malicious message, and I think this guy went all and overboard to make sure that he's clear and non-ambiguous with his words, and he was like specific at what really he was like addressing in this message. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about in the message, but I would really like to understand and know what you guys would feel if your partner were to send you such a message. But let me just start here, guys. I think the greatest mistake and the greatest distraction, especially when it comes to personal relationships, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a family relationship, it's a girlfriend boyfriend relationship, love relationship, like that, work related relationship, any kind of relationship, that's a personal thing. It belongs in a different lane. I think the greatest distraction we are doing to ourselves is posting about them, man. Like that's the greatest and the worst that you could do to your relationship with anyone. But I guess to some level, somehow, man, publicity does help, because it gives you a different perspective and it gives you a different opinion of what society and maybe your friends and other people out there think about such a situation. Then maybe you can get some ideas on how to approach the problem. So yeah, but personally I feel like, especially when it comes to love relationships, we are doing ourselves a disservice when we are posting about them like this. But yeah, she decided to take this to the public and social media. And guys, let's just address the message. First thing first, if I'm hearing the guy correctly, he didn't like end things with her. In fact, from the sound of things, it sounds like she's trying to use this message to end things with him. Most probably, really, she didn't want to end things, but because she's hurting and she feels like he's being judgmental. Because a lot of times, when it comes to relationships with our loved ones, we feel like whenever they are being honest, they are being judgmental and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like she's using this, as he's saying, the main problem is not what I've told you. It's just that you want out and you are using this as your ticket to leave. But another thing, it feels like he didn't start the conversation. They were discussing something else, or they're in a discussion, and she asked him about her condition. I feel maybe, do you know one of those conversations where you feel like your partner is trying to say something, but they are not literally, or they are not actually getting there, they're just beating by the bush and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, let me just get him out of them. Like, what do you really feel about me now because I'm like this, or what do you feel about me changing and stuff like that? And he went for the head, man, and he was like honest, and he gave her like the honest truth about how he feels about the situation. So she's like literally getting a taste of what she was asking for. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts and stuff. But I feel like because now she has decided to take this to the public like this, and I think a lot of people will come in and comment, and I think majority of reasoning and properly reasoning people, they won't agree with her. This might become her destruction and their relationship destruction like that. But yeah, man, she did this to herself, and like the guy is saying, I did not end things with you, but if you want to use this as your ticket to go or to leave me, so be it. And I feel like maybe this guy was like, because I love the person from the get-go, I wanna like keep what we had, but because of this, I don't think I don't think the guy will stay. But yeah, man, she went too far with this one. Personally, I feel like she went too. But if you feel like, guys, you have a different opinion and you feel like she did the right thing and he was being judgmental, you feel free to comment in the comment section below and let us know. Yeah, let us just continue what the table says about this and hear each and everyone's take about it. Yeah, let's continue.
Okay, so text message from her, I suppose now ex-boyfriend. She posted this to her Instagram, so somewhat related to the Jonah Hill situation because she's releasing what is otherwise private communications. So has anybody seen this story?
Yes.
Yeah, I was on Valuetainment recently.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand a little bit because she only released that text message. From what he's saying, it sounds like she asked him at some previous point, some prior point, to give her feedback on her appearance. We don't know if she literally just texted him like, hey, does this outfit make me look, I don't know what the scenario is, but does anyone know like kind of the details of this?
We never really heard what prefaced that. She just kind of released that and went with that. Yeah.
So, but given what we've seen, he's saying, hey, you've gained some weight. 35 pounds, I guess, is what it was. Is he a dick for this? Is he a jerk?
No.
Or was that a pretty reasonable text message?
To me, it seems like she asked. I think if it was an unwarranted opinion, then maybe it wouldn't exactly have been an appropriate thing to say. But to me personally, reading that text message, it seemed like he was coming from a place of kindness after her kind of prefacing the conversation and asking him. I don't think it's right to be upset with him if you were asking for honesty. And because to me, he didn't seem like he was attacking her. He wasn't trying to break up with her. He wasn't saying that she wasn't beautiful anymore or anything like that. He just seemed like he was responding to something that she had asked him.
Agreed.
He also gave a lot of reassurance.
Yeah, and he didn't he say that like you made fun of me when I gained like a couple of pounds or something?
Yeah.
This instance is like, didn't he say 30 pounds or something? Or that's what they were implying. Like that's a very large amount compared to a couple of pounds. And again, going back to the difference between men and female, we poke fun at guys all the time. We make fun of them for being shorter or maybe not being as masculine or this, that, or the other. But when it comes back to females, the direction, the reaction is totally different sometimes. And the way we expect them to react is totally different sometimes.
I mean, I don't think it's appropriate for her to call him chubs or fat if he's gained a couple pounds either. I mean, it just doesn't sound like a healthy relationship to me.
Yeah.
If that's the
I
way that
agree.
she's
I'm just saying that
behaving.
happens.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. I think that it seems like he was coming from a place of love and he wasn't aggressive or
Completely, yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
coming at her with malice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, can you guys like start from here, man? Like, I think this is very key and very crucial, especially when it comes to addressing our relationships, man. I know somehow it might sound controversial from what I was saying earlier on, but there's this when it comes to relationships, especially personal relationships, man, not professional relationships, personal relationships, there's this level of consideration that we need to put in place, like a level of empathy that we need to consider whenever we are addressing our partners. Like, I do completely understand where the guy was coming from, and most probably if I was in the same position, being asked by my partner, even maybe being asked by my partner, I would most probably respond the same way. But what we are not taking into account is the state of the person asking the question. Consider how is the person, like, consider the reaction, consider the moment, consider like every single bit of address the situation around, man. How is the person? Sometimes whenever the people we are in relationships with ask questions, they ask them for the sake of prolonging the conversation or for the sake of just saying something. They literally, and maybe in most cases, they do not mean what they are actually saying. And so, like, hence I'm saying most probably, and I feel like in this instance, the woman, when she was asking him about her condition, she didn't really consider the fact that what would happen if this guy were to be honest about his answer, man, like that. And I know that's the reason why in most cases people are driven to lie to their partners, and that will backfire at a later stage and stuff like that. But I'm saying, maybe at that particular moment, do not give your honest and straight answer like that, because it's just a hit of a moment. Just find time and make sure that at the right time, calculate the angles and understand the right situation and be like, okay, maybe do something good for a person. Maybe take your partner, maybe not take them out, maybe cook them dinner, cook them lunch in your or love and your romantic moment like that. Then find the nicest way to tell them, babe, I think we should start going for a gym, or we should like start doing something. Or maybe if they're like actually addressing it, babe, that cool, calm moment, and they're like, babe, I feel like I'm gaining weight, I'm thinking of doing something, and like offer your support instead of saying, yeah, you've just gained so much weight, and we know, man, how sensitive women are with their bodies, man, because their bodies are literally everything when it comes to dating. And if you're going to be like, this is the greatest moment, yeah, you are fat, you've gained 35 pounds, and so on and so on, that person, I do like take aside what she said to him earlier on and stuff like that. But specifically, if you love your person like he's saying and you care about them, you would pick the right time and the right angle to actually address such situations. Vice versa, when it comes to her, she literally like, women do like hateful things to us as guys more often than not, man. And in most cases, you find because of our pride, like, we end up not saying anything and you keep quiet and stuff like, while we know that as guys inside, I'm hurting, man. What she said is hurting. But even though maybe she was being honest as well, it's just that it's the same treatment, man. If you love your partner, whether you're a guy or you're a female, I feel like just apply some level of consideration, consider their feelings, man. This is not just a professional thing where you like it's all about profits, it's all about the end goal and stuff like that. Here the means doesn't the means that doesn't the ends that doesn't justify the means, man. You have to consider everything, and I know it's difficult in most cases, but if you want your relationship to work and continue like that, you will apply that level of consideration of their feelings, man. So yeah, that's just my take in the matter. But yeah, he was not a jerk, but the level of consideration, like, apply it.
Yeah, I don't think this is as controversial of a post as maybe you would have liked it to
Which
be.
is crazy. Why'd she post it?
Yeah,
Like,
I know,
what did
why
she
did she
expect
post
people? Like,
it?
what reaction did she expect?
It was
It's
kind
so
of
funny.
embarrassing for her.
That's an indication of how women just expect sympathy automatically for nothing. Like, there's a bunch of other examples of this in recent media, actually. Yeah, it's really silly.
Yeah, I mean, I think women tend to be criticized harder personally, but I just don't think that he was criticizing her. In my opinion, I think he really just seemed like a good partner to me in what he was saying.
Very much so.
Yeah, maybe just before we can move on from to the next point, guys, I was just wondering if maybe you can comment in the comment section below, and I'd really love to hear your thought about this. What do you think about social media in relationships? Not only just posting personal conversations like this, and yeah, but even maybe, there are those partners who would say, if you do not post me, it means you do not love me that much and stuff like that. Like, what do you think about, like, exposing or always making sure that you put your relationship, or you post your relationship on social media like that? And personally, I do not love it. I do not support it, because I feel like it involves people who are not necessary, or who are not needed in a relationship, and at the end of the day, they would be our distraction, because all of a sudden some of the ideas that you'd have about our relationships afterwards, they would not be your ideas, but they'll be their ideas, and they're imposing them, and you won't feel like that. It's what they call peer pressure. So yeah.
I'm also wondering if maybe the weight gain was contributed to, like, the relationship not being the best. Maybe she wasn't happy. Like, there's probably some deeper things to unpack there, I would say.
It could be anything. We have absolutely no idea.
But yeah, I think this is less controversial. I know people online were kind of making a lot of controversy about it, but when I read it, and I mean, I tend to be pretty, attack mode with stuff like that. But no, I think he seemed like a good partner and somebody that was just addressing the situation that she had asked for.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty shocking, though, that she took a screenshot of that and thought, oh, this is going to be such a
Right.
W. Like, well, I mean, there's definitely people that sided with her. But I mean, like, just if you take yourself out of the situation, you look at the actual text message, he's being very diplomatic and polite. And he does say, hey, you gained some weight. But it sounds like there was some, we don't know what it was, but either she asked him to be upfront or honest with her about any changes in physical appearance. So who knows? But
I think even if she didn't ask before, I think it's reasonable to bring something like that up, because that might like affect certain things in the relationship. Like, for example, as shallow as it seems, like attraction plays a huge part within relationships, and if he feels no longer attracted to her, then that could be a thing. And also, like, gaining a lot of weight might indicate problems with mental health, so that could have come from a place of that too, being concerned about that, which is why he mentioned, like, the retreatment or whatever, like in therapy or whatever. So I think it's perfectly fine. Like, if I gained a few pounds, I'd definitely want my boyfriend to help me, and if my boyfriend gained a few pounds, I'd definitely say something, because, like, you're supposed to move forward as a couple, not move back.
I would say anything to do with looks, though, is kind of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
So
It's
you'd have to
definitely touchy,
definitely
yeah.
approach it with, like, as much kindness and empathy
Yeah, and
as
I
possible.
think that he approached it perfectly fine if that
Yeah.
were to be the case.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, man. What they're saying is true, man. Like, sometimes the treatment in our relationship, especially like in your love relationship, because that's the one place where you want to always feel cared for and loved and so on and so on, can affect how you look. If maybe it's becoming toxic and stressful and tiring and stuff like that, and you feel like, I started this thing, and when we started this thing, I thought this person loved me, but these days it seems like he doesn't care about me, or he doesn't give me much of his time and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they are right. He should addressing it calmly and finding the right moment. Like she's saying, this is a sensitive topic. It would give you the opportunity to go into length about this thing, and she would explain to like the reason why that she's like gaining weight and stuff like that. So yeah, just finding the right way to address this thing and like going to learn about it, it would go a mile. But yeah, I love you guys. Till next time, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, and guys, we are on the road to 100 subscribers. Please, 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 I'm begging you, let's just get to the 100 subscriber milestone. Then you have made a fortune in the channel. I love you, I love you, I love you. Till next time, thank you.